Level 1. Neighborhood kid. You're 13 years old. You grew up in a tough neighborhood where everyone knows everyone and nobody talks to the police. The men who run the area aren't hidden. They drink at the same bar as your uncle. They sit in the same church pews as your grandmother. They coach Little League, shake hands and smile in public. But everyone knows what they really do. You start small, running errands, carrying messages between the bar and a warehouse down the street, watching the corner for police cars, whistling if you see trouble coming. Sometimes they ask you to hold a paper bag. You never ask what's inside. You just do what you're told. They give you a few dollars, enough for burgers, enough to make you feel important. At first you're not part of anything, just a neighborhood kid who knows how to keep his mouth shut. But that silence is the first test. The older guys are always watching to see if you talk, watching to see if you panic, watching to see if you're loyal. Weeks turn into months, months turn into years. You keep showing up, keep helping, keep staying quiet. Slowly the nods start coming. Small signs of approval. You're still just a kid. But the door has opened. And once that door opens, there's no easy way back. Level 2, runner. Level 2, runner. You're 16 now, older, more confident, and you've proven something important. You know how to stay quiet. After church one Sunday, one of the older guys pulls you aside. He doesn't waste time. You want to make real money? You nod. You've been waiting for this moment for years. That's when you become a runner. Your job is simple. Move things from point A to point B. Envelopes full of cash. Small packages wrapped in brown paper. You never open them. You never ask questions. You just deliver. $200 a week. More money than your friends make bagging groceries. Your mother asks where the money comes from. You tell her you work at a warehouse. She doesn't press further. Some mothers know when it's better not to ask. You also start working as a lookout, standing outside bars during card games, watching the street. If police show up, you give the signal. If strangers appear, someone inside gets warned. The risk is real. If the police catch you holding one of those envelopes, you could end up in juvenile detention. But the danger doesn't scare you. It excites you. The neighborhood starts seeing you differently. The older guys nod when you walk by. You're not just a kid anymore. You're part of something. Level 3, associate. Level 3, associate. You're 19 now. 3 years running deliveries. 3 years without making a single mistake. Twice the police picked you up. Twice they questioned you. Both times you said nothing. That matters. In this life, silence is currency. Your reputation starts growing. You're no longer just a runner. Now you're an associate. Not a full member, but officially part of the crew. Your responsibilities get heavier. Now you collect debts. You walk into bars looking for men who owe money. Sometimes $5,000, sometimes more. Most pay quickly. The ones who don't get a second visit. This time you bring company and maybe a baseball bat. The message becomes very clear. You start earning real money now, around $800 a week. You also learn how the business actually works, because the mob isn't just violence. Violence is only the tool. The real power is in the connections. Control of the docks, influence inside labor unions, deals with politicians, friendly cops who look the other way, businessmen who need protection. You keep your head down. You do your job, and you build a reputation. Quiet, reliable, efficient. The boss begins noticing your name. And in this world, that's the opportunity that changes everything. Level 4, earner. You're 24 now. After a bar fight and a stubborn debtor, you spent 8 months in county jail. The detectives tried to make you talk. You didn't say a word. When you got out, the crew welcomed you back. And things changed. You became an earner. Now you run your own operations. Your main business is a sports betting operation in the back of a bar. People place bets on football, baseball, and boxing. You take a cut from every wager. If someone wins big, you pay them. If someone loses and can't pay, that's where the second business begins. Loans. You lend money to people banks refuse. $1,000. 3% interest every week. Most people never pay the full amount back. They just keep paying interest forever. Soon you're making $3,000 a week. You upgrade your apartment, buy better suits, drive a nicer car. But every week a percentage goes to your boss. That's the system. Money flows up. Protection flows down. You now have 2 associates working under you, running errands, collecting debts, doing the jobs you once did. You're not just part of the operation anymore. You're running part of it. Level 5. Enforcer. Level 5. Enforcer. You're 28. By now the crew knows something about you. When something needs to be handled, you don't hesitate. That reputation reaches the boss. One night he calls you into the back room. A debtor ignored 3 warnings, and he started talking to the wrong people. The boss looks at you. Handle it. From that moment forward, you become the crew's problem solver. Your job is simple. Solve problems. Late night visits. Quiet warnings. Broken windows. Sometimes broken bones. Most people understand the message quickly. Your reputation spreads. When you walk into a room, people go silent. When you deliver a message, they listen. Not out of respect, out of fear. Now you work directly for the boss. Sensitive jobs, witnesses thinking about talking, people who stole from the organization. You earn around $5,000 a week. But the money isn't what matters anymore. It's power, fear, reputation. You carry a gun. You check your car every morning. The police know your name. The federal agents have a file on you, but proving anything is another story. Still, the higher you climb, the more dangerous everything becomes. Level 6. Lieutenant. Level 6. Lieutenant. You're 33. 17 years inside the life. The boss promotes you. Now you control an entire section of the organization. Maybe the docks, maybe gambling, maybe union operations. You now manage earners and enforcers. Every week they bring envelopes of cash. You take your cut, then send the rest upward. You're making around $10,000 a week. But your job is more than collecting money. You settle disputes between crews, handle police pressure, deal with politicians and businessmen. You attend meetings with other organizations, negotiating territory, avoiding wars, because wars cost money, and money is everything. The boss trusts you. But trust in this life is fragile. One mistake, one rumor, one whisper, and everything can disappear. Level 7. Underboss. Level 7. Underboss. You're 40 now. Second in command. Every lieutenant reports to you. Every problem reaches your desk. Money, territory, police pressure, political connections. You manage it all. You are the buffer between the streets and the boss. When investigators build a case, they build it against you. That's the price of the position. You're the shield. $20,000 a week. Houses, cars, lawyers, but also stress. Enemies everywhere. The lieutenants want your job. The police want your freedom. And the boss wants your loyalty. In this world, trust is rare. Level 8. Boss. Level 8. Boss. You're 48. The old boss dies. The crew looks to you. You take the chair at the head of the table. Now every decision flows through you. Money, operations, alliances, conflicts. You don't touch anything directly anymore. Orders move through layers of people. You whisper instructions. Problems disappear days later. But the pressure is constant. Federal agents build task forces against you. Informants hide everywhere. Anyone could be wearing a wire. You trust no one. The throne looks powerful. But the truth is different. The throne is a prison. Level 9. Legend. Level 9. Legend. You're 60 years old. Almost 50 years in the life. You survived wars, investigations, betrayals. You outlived friends and enemies. You're no longer running daily operations. But when serious decisions appear, they still come to you. Your name carries weight. One evening you sit in the same bar where everything began. The same wooden table. The same dim lights. A young kid walks in, 13 years old, looking nervous, looking hungry for something bigger. You recognize that look. You had it once. You could tell him to leave, tell him to choose another life, but you don't. Because this world never ends. It only replaces the players. You nod to one of your men. He walks the kid outside to talk. The cycle begins again, just like it did with you.